Well, hello and good morning. This is Friday, the 5th of February's maths work for year 1. So let's have a little look and see what we're going to be doing. So we have been thinking about this week, we have been thinking about grouping. So making equal groups by grouping and then making equal groups by sharing. Right, so let's just warm our brains up. So let's have, you might want to pause the video here and have a little go at these. So what is 1 more than 25? Has Eva counted correctly? And which number is greater? And how many apples are there altogether? Okay, so let's have a little look at this one. So this is, we've got, what is 1 more than 25? We've got 10, 20, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 more than 25 is 26. Fantastic. So if I added another one in there. Brilliant. Has Eva counted correctly? 29, 31, 32, 33, 34. And hopefully you realise that she's missed out the number 30. Brilliant. Which number is greater? So remember that word greater means bigger than or more than. So 11 is greater. And how many apples altogether? So counting on, we've got 3 in there. 3 and 2 make 5. Brilliant, well done. Okay, so let's just have a little think about this. So we are going to go over both grouping, that word grouping, and sharing. Okay, and trying to really think, what do they mean? So grouping is when you have a number of objects and you put them into groups. So for example, I want 2 equal groups of 3. So 2 equal groups of 3, that means I've got 3 in one group and 3 in the other group. So this is my 2 groups, 1, 2, and I've got 3 in each one. So that's where you're making the groups, you're getting the group of objects. So I had 2 groups and I had 3 in each group. Okay, so sharing is when you have a number of objects and you share them out into groups. So this time, I've got my groups already and then I'm sharing them out. So I'm going 1 in there, 1 in there, 1 in there, and go back to the beginning again, sharing out. Okay, so I had 6 cubes to start with. 6 cubes shared between 3 groups or 3 plates means is 2. It means there's going to be 2 on each one. So it was just thinking about what grouping means. So grouping is, let's just quickly go back. So grouping is where you group the objects, and then sharing obviously is when you share out the objects. Okay, so let's have a little think of this then. So it says here, can I make equal groups by grouping or sharing? Okay, so we want to think, how many equal groups of 3 can you make? So we've got our sheep here and we want to put them into equal groups of 3. So we need 3 sheep in each group. So there's my first group because it's got 3 sheep in it. This is my second group, that's got 3 sheep in it. This is my third group, which has got 3 sheep in it. And then this one here has got 3 sheep. So how many groups did I make? And I'm just going to draw out. So I've got 1 group of 3. I've got 2 groups of 3. I've got 3 groups of 3. Oh, did a bit wobbly there. And 4 groups of 3. So how many equal groups of 3 can I make? 4. Okay. So this is my turn. This is actually your turn. So you might want to, we're going to count how many we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 sheep. So you might want to get 8 of something. 8 pencils, 8 bits of Lego, and then work out how many equal groups of 2 can you make. So you're going to put them into 2s. How many groups can you make? So you might want to pause the video here and have a go at that. Okay, so I've got 1 group of 2, 2 groups of 2, 3 groups of 2, 4 groups of 2. Okay, so I'm just checking how many groups did I make? 1, 2, 3, 4. Brilliant. Okay, so now we're going to move on to sharing. So this time I've already got my groups. I know I've got 2 groups and I've got 10 sheep, but I want to know how many will be in each group once I've shared them out. So I'm going to go 1 here, 1 there, 1 on here, 1 on here. So it's best to do it one at a time and make sure you're sharing out. So we'll go 1 here and then 1 there, 1 here, 1 there, 1 here and 1 on there. So how many will be in each group? I've got 5 sheep in this group and 5 in that group. So how many will be in each group is 5. Okay, so it's your turn now. So here you've got, it says 8 bears, but you could get, again, 8 of something. And then you've got 4 groups. So you could have 4 plates, or you could just on some paper draw 4 circles. And then you're going to share out the bears or whatever it is that you've got 8 of to share out. How many will be in each group? So pause the video here and have a go at that. Okay, so hopefully you went 1 there, 1 there. So even if I think I know how many are going to be, I'm doing it one at a time. So now I'm going back to the beginning, going 1 on there, 1 on there, 1 on there, and 1 on there. So how many will be in each group? Each group has got 2. So my answer is 2. So I'm hoping you're beginning to understand the difference between grouping and sharing. Okay, so with grouping, you're making the groups. You want to know how many groups you can make. And you already know how many are going to be in the group. You just want to know how many groups you have. With sharing, you know the groups, but you want to know how many are going to be in the groups. Just slightly different. So quite simple today. It's not a hard work today. It's just going back over that. So the silver then is using 10 objects. How many equal groups of 5 can you make? So you need to get 10 objects and you need to put them into 5s. How many groups have you got? Then you need to get 12 objects. And this time, how many equal groups of 2 can you get? So you're going to put them into 2s and then count out how many groups you've made. Then you're going to have a go at sharing. So again, you're going to get 8 objects between 4 groups. How many will be in each group? So this time, you're going to get 8 objects. You're going to draw 4 circles or get 4 plates, and you're going to share out. And then you're going to work out how many is going to be on each plate or in each group. Then you're going to get 15 objects, and you're going to share those 15 objects between 3 groups, and then work out how many is going to be in each group. The gold is looking at this and working out whether this statement is true or false. And then this one here is again looking at it. Has he shared it equally? And then I've added in an extra question. How can you make them equal? And then the platinum, just to finish off with, is if you want to have a go on numbots, or you can have a practice on times table rock stars. So I'm sure you'll get on really well with that. And as I say, pause the video here and then I'll move the screen on for the answers. Okay, so I hope you got on really well with that, and I'm sure you did.